honestly could bark if you wanted to.
I don't think I could, honestly.
What do you?
I don't think I have a deep enough voice.
I personally wouldn't do this, but you're telling me that if you were to see Harry Styles, you wouldn't bark at him? First of all, I feel like I'm crazy. First of all, I feel like you'd just be like, okay.
You would be like, that's great.
You don't want a picture?
I'm just like, no. Then I bark. I can't. It's just like, there's something in me. You know how sometimes you have that, like, whenever you really want to do something, but like you start to do it and you just can't. So I'm
hesitation?
Like, yeah. I'm gonna add that to my word of the day. I start using it. You have a great hesitation.
Freaking, that's why I say bark.
I can't. Like, one of these days, I will bark.
No, never mind. Let's just move on.
I just get in your car and I'm just like
start barking.
I'm like, guess what?
Do people usually look into the camera or do they like?
Well, because I think the whole thing is it's a podcast. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, whatever. It's not matter. Yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna ignore it. But can we talk about first of all before we get started?
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally sitting on 2 pillows. And I can't even lean back because in the video I look like a freaking guy leaning back and just... And then I also don't know how the audio is going to be.
Yeah.
Does it bother you that I'm this far?
No.
Okay. Okay, so basically, we originally did like a YouTube channel.
Right. We're still going to, just more so like focusing on this.
Well... I don't know how to say it. The only thing is, it's like, so we went from it's not like we're like big freaking YouTubers. The only thing is, we struggled a lot with making YouTube videos.
Right.
Because we both work at the same place and it's hard to get off. Not only that, we're short staffed. So it's like.
Can't ask off on the same day.
No. Freaking. So what we decided to do, since like podcasts, that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays. So we decided to make a podcast, and I like how I'm not looking at the camera whatsoever. Because I'm gonna forget.
Not either.
I'm like, so basically what I was trying to say is that we're going to try it out with the podcast. I feel like it's more of a easier thing for us because, I mean, we kind of have good conversations, not to hype ourselves up.
I would say so.
Okay. Alright, you can calm down. So basically this is us trying to do a podcast, which I feel like it'll be better than our YouTube videos in a way. Because with our YouTube videos, we took like months just to upload one.
Yeah.
So with the podcast, we hope to like keep uploading them and just keep a rhythm going, and hopefully talk about like what happens to us and like, dang, that threw me off.
I'm so sorry.
That like happens to us during the day or throughout the day or throughout the week. So, I mean, we have pretty weird stories.
We really do.
Yeah. But the title of our podcast. Do you want to say it?
You made me nervous.
Why? I'm like, why?
Why? Dang, it really made me nervous. It really threw me off. Okay. The title of this podcast is The Inseparable is Separable. It's a mouthful.
I know. The Inseparable is Separable.
Yeah. Don't ask us where we came up with it. She came up with it out of nowhere. And it just has a nice ring to it, you know? Hopefully.
Yeah, we were in the line of Starbucks. And then we were talking about how, like, we wanted to have a podcast. Now, the only thing is we have to come up with, like, a name. And so, this is basically... The name has no meaning whatsoever. Just, it's there. We could say that it's us trying to separate our life
right
from, like, reality. Which makes no sense. None. But, okay.
Okay.
So, how do you do this? I mean, you've listened to a lot of podcasts. I've not. I've recently just started getting into them.
Yeah, but when you got into podcasts, you got like into podcasts.
I know,
like
it's freaking
nonstop.
I literally finished all of theirs in like one day.
Like you started listening to Tiny Meat Gang a lot. I remember that. Like you would just have it on the background.
Too much to the point where I literally would fall asleep to it.
Right.
And it wasn't because it was boring. It was just one of those things where it's like, wow, like I'm actually comfortable with it.
Right. The majority of the vlog squad you watch, like David Dobrik, Unfiltered. We both listen to Unfiltered though.
Right.
Even Hoot and a Half. So
Hoot and a
Is that what
Half.
it's called? And then what's Joan Ilias?
Lightweights.
Lightweights. Yeah. So you listen to more, but I just listen.
But it's so weird because I only listen to like that friend group.
Yeah.
But it's not
I think
like
I have more of a variety of like
different ones.
ones, but you listen to like more.
Which is,
within
I
those.
literally, if I could, I would rank those podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because.
Can I guess your number one?
Okay.
I think you told me. Isn't it? It's no, but I don't know. You really like lightweights right now.
Yes.
But you did say that if you were ever guest on a podcast, you would do a Hoot and a Half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's by far my favorite, just because of how they interview people. Like,
Right.
it's like, they're so, like, nonchalant with it, and it's like, no offense to, like, the other ones, but it's like, I don't know, it's more like, they have a guest, and they talk to the guest, and, like, try to learn more about the guest. Like, they do their research. I'm not saying the other ones don't, but the other podcast is more of, like, a comfort feeling, rather with Hoot and a Half, it's, like, comfortable, but at the same time is you're getting to know this person that you like didn't know about. You might have looked on their freaking what's that famous birthdays?
Oh yeah.
But it's like there's more to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I like it.
Also, Matt King is from Texas.
Yeah, that's
and we're
also
from
why
Texas.
I like it. Freaking.
So
yeah,
we feel like we get along great.
for real. No, but
I don't remember who listened to Unfiltered first.
I
think I did because I showed you the
Okay.
Brittany Broski episode, and
only
that's
thing
whenever
that-
you started to get into it.
Yeah, the only difference was that you showed me it, and then I just listened to it like freaking religiously.
And then you would come to me and be like, "You should listen to it," and I'd be like, "All right, fine."
And then
But there's some other ones like listen to the Smosh one, even though they haven't uploaded since like last year. I listen to Unfiltered. I listen to random ones. Like, I'll go in and find random ones that just have an interesting title. The only ones I can't get into are true crime, which I know everybody likes them, but I can't do it.
True crime.
Like, this person murdered
Oh,
this guy.
heck no, bro. I don't. Why?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, why am I gonna go over there, wash my dishes, and listen to
me.
he creeped through the back door and like slashed her throat? Like the flip.
He was stabbed 47 times.
Literally, I'm like, no. Heck no.
I'll watch like.
I'd watch
if
the
they-
video,
or like a documentary of it.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, this is interesting, but it's also creepy because I get to see their like actual faces.
Yeah, that is true, but it's like you're kind of aware of what they look like.
Right. It'd be like that guy seems like he would murder a guy.
Yeah. But it's like when they go into detail, then I'm like,
yeah,
oh.
like when you're just hearing it and you have to visualize it in your head. That's what's more scary than like actually seeing it.
It's the guy's voice too.
Yeah.
Is it a guy or is it a girl?
It's
They take
like
turns.
any of them.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time.
That's fine.
I mean, there are so many
Equality.
freaking like. There's so many true crime podcasts out there, and I know they get so many like views and like listens and everything, but I just can't.
I can't
do
either.
it.
Heck no.
Especially because I like to listen to the podcast whenever I work and like when we're like doing chores and everything. And then I live like next door to my work, so like
when you go walking,
I have to walk through an alley to get there, and I just can't. It scares me. But
heck no.
oh yeah, but I'll find random ones. Like if I'm just in a podcast mood, but like any of the usual podcasts haven't uploaded, or I'm just not in the mood for those. When I find something different, I'll just like look up.
The only thing I hate about podcasts is that when you have it like your earphone in or headphone, whatever it's called, like you're literally it's like sitting there being productive or whatever, and then you just laugh.
Yeah.
And people are like, what?
Yeah.
And you're just like, flip. Now I look like an idiot because like they don't hear what I'm hearing. And then you try to repeat to them, like you try to tell them, like, so I'm listening to this podcast, and it has these two guys, and you're trying to explain the story, and they're just like, oh.
You're like, oh yeah.
And you're just like, wow, okay. Like,
yeah.
literally.
It's like it'd just be better if you listened to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I guess the only thing about this is that we literally have like our conversations will have great moments, and then when we're trying to like segue it into the next one, we're like
it's like really bad. Yeah, it's just quiet. But so that's fine because it's our first one, right?
That is true. We'll
So
get
it's
better
not
at it.
I mean, shoot, if like the a group of moms from small town Texas
I forgot
can
about
actually
that.
do it. I think we can.
I forgot about that. Oh
I
yeah,
hope so.
and for the privacy of our small town, we're not gonna say the actual name. So we will, from now on, refer it to as small town Texas.
Yeah, and it's really not for the privacy. It's just for the hate that we'll probably receive
Yeah,
from them.
that
So
too.
it's like...
And so if we ever want to, like, you know, rant about our small town, they'll never know which one it is, even though it's a very small town.
It
A lot of
is.
people know each other.
It is, but so okay. So one of the reasons why we like kind of like started the podcast in a way was because we went to a concert by
Right.
myself. Well, I actually went with my cousins, but
You were
you
sitting
didn't
by
go.
yourself.
Yeah, I was sitting by myself, and it was like a new experience.
Mhm.
And it was a day after my birthday, so I think I should talk about that a little bit.
It was
It was
last
10
week?
days ago.
Oh, it was more than a week ago.
Yeah, because it's the 15th.
Oh, that's right.
Alright, so my birthday is June 5th. I know nobody cares, but it was exactly 10 days ago.
A big birthday.
Big, fat, juicy birthday.
21st.
Mm-hmm.
Did you drink?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically, for my birthday, I had planned to go to Dallas. Okay? Dallas is like 2 hours and a half, I would say, away from small town Texas.
Right.
So I had this planned with my cousins because my cousins and I were going to be attending a concert the day after my birthday. So we were just like, okay, you should come down to like Dallas and like let's go out to eat, let's celebrate your birthday and like get our our clothes ready for the concert. And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Well, I asked off, got my birthday off, right? So I asked off my birthday and the day after my birthday. Here's the problem. The schedule came out and I was not given the day after my birthday off. Does that make sense? So then
Not only that, you were scheduled to work
a
all
double,
day.
yeah, literally all day.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like freaking out because I had asked off a month in advance for this, which is fine. Like I get it, we're short staffed, but like, come on,
Right.
like, gosh dang.
Gotta at least help a girl out.
Literally. So then I'm like, whatever, like you told me, you're like, you know what, bro, you should just go for it, go ahead, like I'll take care of it, like I can work for you. And like we talked to the boss, everything was kind of handled and whatnot. I go the day of my birthday, I leave early in the morning, I go and I meet my cousins there and we go and eat breakfast. Now, on our way to go eat breakfast, we went in my cousin's car. And so she was driving, she was like, for some reason, like my steering wheel feels off. Like it just feels weird. And I was like, what do you mean? Like how does it feel? And then she was just like, I don't know, like it just feels weird. She's like, but I don't care. As long as it's running, I'm fine, right? And we're like, yeah, as long as your car is running, like that's all that matters. So then we're driving and all of a sudden she gets like an alert thing. And it literally is like her tire pressure. Her tire pressure was literally 1. Her tire was literally kind of flat, okay? So then she was like, let me go to this Quick Trip.
Right.
So we pull into Quick Trip. And then she gets out and she's like, bro, my tire. And I'm literally just sitting there on Facebook freaking replying to the people commenting happy birthday to me.
Right.
So I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, my tire's flat. So then my cousin was also there with us. So she gets out and she checks it, and then I was like, you know what? Like you probably have like a screw or something in there. So I'm like, let's air it up a little bit. There's a Discount Tires like literally next door. Like we got this. If you want, I'll talk to them and like we can patch it up or whatever, and like just check it out. And she's like, yeah, okay, fine, like whatever. So then there we are trying to air up this tire from 1, like the air pressure is 1
Right.
to at least 35 or 40. Okay, just to get there. So then we do that and we get to like during this whole time she's freaking out about it. And she's just like, gosh, I'm like so scared. And I'm like, bro, it's more embarrassing when it's by yourself because you don't know what you're doing. And so whatever, so we're trying to cheer her up and then we go next door to Discount Tires and it was freaking closed because it's on a Sunday. My birthday was on a Sunday, so Discount Tires was closed. So then luckily Pep Boys was next door to Discount Tires. So then I was like, let's just go to Pep Boys. We go to Pep Boys, and then my cousin's freaking out. She's like, I don't want to get off. Like, what am I gonna? I'm gonna look so stupid. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, it just happens. It happens, bro. And so So then I was like, do you want me to get off? Me and your cousin. She's like, yeah. So we both get off, and we walk in there, and there's like 2 people in front of us in the line. We literally stood in that line for 20 minutes.
Oh my
okay?
gosh.
And then in those 20 minutes, she finally joins us.
Uh-huh.
So there we are, freaking out or whatever, and then it's our turn.
Uh-huh.
So I go up to the guy, very nonchalant. I would never do this in small town Texas, but I did it in the city.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, the city, you also, like...
I don't know these people.
You're never going to see these
Exactly.
people again.
Right. So then...
Small town Texas, you're probably going to see them at Walmart the next day.
Yeah, and probably be called stupid, like, because I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's the dummy who freaking didn't know how to order stuff. I was going to say a dumbass, but
it's
I was
fine.
just like...
No, you're good.
I was like, maybe not.
It's okay.
Maybe I'll get more comfortable.
I mean, just let it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm like...
I'm like, not too hard.
Not too much. I'm just like, bro, learn how to bark.
For real. I'm like, bark. So then I go up to the guy and I'm like, hi, like, I have a question. He was like, okay, what's up? I was like, how long does it take to patch up a tire?
Right.
And he said 30 minutes. And I was like, how much is it to patch up a tire? I think he said like $20.
Yeah.
And I looked at my cousin. I was like, are you wanting to wait 30 minutes? And she was like, I don't know, it's your birthday. And I'm like, no,
it's your tire.
Yeah. I'm like, you can't do that. I'm like, do you want to? She's like, I'm like, okay. And I look at the guy. This guy works at Pet Boys, okay? And so he was like, honestly, he's like, if you go to this other street, they patch up the tires really fast and like really cheap. And then I'm like, okay. And then my cousin was like, well, my tire's flat, like we're scared to get, like we're gonna lose it, like driving there. He's like, well, air it up for you enough and then you guys can go. It's not that far. We're like, okay. So this place that he was talking about, my cousin's cousin was also telling her about it before we got to Pet Boys. The only thing is, my cousin basically has never really experienced stuff like that. So it's like, for her, she was just like, well, what the heck, like this and that. Like, we had to explain to her what, like, we meant by, like, patching a tire and, like, all this stuff. And so then we're like, okay, let's go to that place. We go to that place, and I told her cousin, I was like, you talk now. She's like, okay, I'll talk. So we get there. She was like, yeah, like, can we just patch up her tire? And he was like, yeah, no problem. So we get out the car. He takes a tire off or whatever, and then he like rolls it to the back, and then he comes back. He was like, I can't. And then we were like, what do you mean you can't? And he turns it around, and it had like a little, like a screw, or like, I don't know, it was just like one of those nails.
Yeah.
And it was on the side of like the tire, like it was at a weird angle to the point where it was already cracked. And he was like, even if it wasn't here, like even if that wasn't there, he was like, I still wouldn't patch it because of where it's at. He was like, you're gonna need a new tire. So then my cousin starts freaking out even more, and she was like, a new tire? Like, what the heck? So her cousin was like, no, just get an old used tire. She's like, well, the thing is, I was gonna buy tires for all 4. And I looked at her, I was like, well, the thing is, you don't have a tire. I'm like, what do you mean?
You're gonna have to buy at least the one.
Yeah, I was like, just get the old one. She's like, but I don't know. I'm like, this is not the time, okay? You need a tire. And she's like, okay. And then they bring out the tire, and then he's like, does this one look good? Keep in mind, it's 3 girls.
Right.
I'm just staring at a tire. Like, I knew what my dad told me to look for in a tire, right?
Yeah.
But I'm staring at it, and then, like, all the, like, the freaking knowledge that my dad told me about just gone.
Right.
So then her cousin was like, yeah, that looks good. And then he leaves, and he's like, okay, give me 1 sec. He leaves, and my cousin looks at her cousin and was like, dang, how'd you know? And she's like, I didn't. I just said yes. And I was like, oh, okay. So we get the tire, it's gone. And now she's happy. My cousin's happy. She's like, yeah, like, we can finally go. Okay, I got there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We literally got done with the whole tire at 11 o'clock. Okay? It was hot, too.
Yeah.
So then we're just sitting there, and then we're like, okay, let's go to that breakfast place we wanted to take you. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, like, I'm so excited. Here's the thing. I'm not really a breakfast type.
Yeah.
I'm really not. But
you like the vibe of breakfast.
Yeah, I do.
You don't like the breakfast food.
Exactly.
Like, you like the idea of, like, let's go after breakfast.
Yeah.
But you're not like, I'm not a big fan of the food.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, I would be, but it's like, sometimes I'm like eating it, and it's just like, I think at the time that I'm eating it, it's just too late for it. Like, I'm eating it around like brunch. Like, around, like, brunch.
Like,
time.
a lot of the people, whenever they're just like, let's go out to breakfast, they'll end up going at, like, 9 o'clock. Even then, it's still kind of
Which
late.
that was the idea.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, yeah, let's go, whatever. Like, we should. That freaking scared
Did you
me.
see me jump, bro?
Yeah, I said that scared me, but I did not jump, whatever.
I jumped bad. I don't even know what it was.
So then, I don't know what it was either. Oh, it was something from your face wash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You're good. It's okay.
It's fine.
So then we go, right? And we're like, okay, let's put the directions to go there, right? Because we don't know where we were at. So we're putting the directions to go to that place. So then we see that there's a wait time.
Uh-huh.
There's a wait list. And we're 27th in line.
27?
Yeah, and it was only 10 minutes away.
The heck?
Yeah. So then we put down, like, basically, like, you know, our name and everything. So then they're like, okay, there's a Target nearby it, like, right next to it. We'll just go to Target because you still need to find an outfit.
Right.
That's something I forgot to mention. I never bought an outfit for the concert. So I was like, yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Right.
So we went to Target, and, like, I found it. Because that's the thing. It's like, with me, I'm like, if I'm comfortable in it and if I look good in it, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
But if not, then I'm going to have to recycle some outfits. So then I bought it, and I bought this pink dress. Not the point.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and it was still, we were, like, looked at the thing, and we were still, like, 10 people behind. So we're like, okay, let's go to Marshall's. And that was also downstairs. It was really weird because Target was, like, upstairs, and then Marshall's, like, downstairs. And there's, like, escalators.
Huh.
It was really weird. So then we went there, and then we were like, okay, we got out of there, and we realized that we were 5th in line.
Right.
So then we're like, let's just wait a little bit. So then when it's, like, 3rd in line, we're like, okay, let's go check in. So we go into this place, and we go and check in. So I'm sitting there, and it's hot. And there's people eating outside, and there's, like, an inside and outside area, whatever. So I tell them, like, I really hope we get a booth.
Yeah.
Like, I really hope we get a booth. I ain't trying to eat outside after freaking that tire and all that crap. Like, no.
Yeah.
So then they're like, yeah, me too. And I'm like, no, tell them. Well, I didn't say, like, no, but I was like, no, you should tell them. And then they're like, well, we'll see. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. So then I see these guys, like, you know, like, numbers, like, our numbers going down. So then these tables are getting cleared, and all the tables that are being cleared are literally outside.
Yeah.
So then I was like, gosh, dang, we're going to eat outside. Great. So then I'm guessing the guy that was, like, sitting the people down overheard us. And so we were, like, next in line, and there was, like, 2 tables outside that were ready. And he was like, okay, you can, like, party for 3. So we went with him, and he took us to the very back with the booth inside. And I was like, oh, thank God. So I ate my food. Well, no, I didn't eat my food. So I ordered, right?
Right.
I ordered this, like, hibiscus lemonade thing. I didn't like it.
Fancy.
It was fancy. I didn't like it. Because it was just, like, I took a sip from it, and I was like, it was one of those drinks where you had to keep drinking it in order for you to like it. So I did, right?
Hibiscus is kind of
like $5.
Hibiscus is, like, a difficult flavor to,
it's
like...
It's hard to, like, nail it.
Yeah. That, and it's just, like, it's so different.
It is.
So
then I got that, and it was $5, and it's no refills. Okay, because it was one of their specialty drinks.
Right.
So I literally, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for it. There was, like, they did bring us a bottle of water, so we could just, like, pour into cups. So I did that. So then I ordered my food that everyone ordered, and then they brought out my cousin's food, they brought out her cousin's food, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, like, yours is gonna be, like, yours should be here any minute now, like, they messed up on it, they didn't put the gravy on the side, they put it on it, on top of your plate or whatever, and I was like, okay, that's fine, like, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
10 minutes go by, and I still don't have my food.
Oh my God.
So now it's like 15 minutes going by.
Did your cousins, like, already finish their food by
No, they're just eating it, and then they're like, honestly, I'm gonna wait for you, and I'm like, no, just go ahead and finish, because you ate half of it already, like, there's no point, just go.
Right.
And I was like, don't wait for me. So then, in the span of me waiting was like 20 minutes total for my food. So the manager brings it out, and she was like, I am so sorry, it's on me. So I didn't pay for my food, and I was like, okay, this work is going good, I got a food. She paid for my food. So then we get up and go, and, like, freaking, that's what happened. Like, it was just, like, crazy. My cousin paid for my food and whatnot, and we just had a good time. So then, the concert was the next day.
Right.
was upset that I didn't get off was because I have been waiting for 2 years to go to this concert. And it's because of COVID, which I understand. It's understandable.
Yeah.
However, the ticket was like $300. So it was like one of those things where it's like, I don't need to go, but I want to go because I have to go.
Basically, $300 for us is literally like $1,000 to someone else.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
basically
you kind
what
of
it
need
is.
to. It's
right.
too much to waste, but doable.
Yeah. So then, that's why I was kind of upset because I was like, what the heck? Like, I've been waiting, you know. So then that day comes up. So I get ready, I get dressed. But before that, I wake up, I take a shower, and I'm like trying to get ready and whatnot. And all of a sudden, I'm staying at my mom's apartment in Dallas. And all of a sudden, I hear someone knocking on the door. And I didn't tell you this.
Yeah, you didn't hear this part yet.
Okay, so I hear someone knocking on the door.
Right.
And I had my little sister with me. So it was just us two there at the apartment. Saeed.
Okay.
So it's just
like, if it's Camila, I would be a little bit more
scared.
scared.
Literally. So then it's just us two there. And I was like, she was about to open the door. And I was like, no, don't open it. Let me go see. Mm-hmm. So I didn't see anyone in the little peephole or whatever it's called. So then I was like, what the heck? So then Sarai goes to the bedroom, and on the bedroom, the apartment is upstairs. So the window of the bedroom is kind of angled to the front door, so you can see. So she was standing there, she was like, it's this lady. And I was like, what do you mean? So I go and I look and I peep, and it was this lady panting. Not panting, but like freaking out. And she was like on the phone, and I was like, what the heck? What the heck? And so she's literally like knocking and whatnot, and like literally, so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna open it because it's Dallas. Like, I'm like,
there's no telling what this lady's doing.
So then I was like, okay, like not only that, but it's like my sister's with me, so it's like I can't, right? So then I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna wait it out. So I'm like trying to get ready, finish doing my hair and everything, and then I'm like, maybe she's gone. No, so the neighbor that's like across from us, she comes out of her apartment, and like all I hear is like this girl, like before the neighbor came out, all I hear is this girl just saying like, oh, he's looking for me, he's coming for me, like I don't know, like freaking like I don't know, like I'm hiding right now, like I'm trying to call the cops, like he's just looking for me, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, who is looking for her? And like
because I was telling you, if whoever's looking for her is gonna go to your apartment
exactly.
again.
So I was like, what the heck? So then part of me, like I'm like, I want to open the door because it's a girl, and like she didn't look too old and she didn't look too young. She was like mid-20s.
She looked more trustful than you would like a man going up to your door.
Exactly. So then in my head I'm like, I have the opportunity to probably save her from something bad.
Right.
So that's all I'm thinking about. But then again I'm like, but my sister is here.
But it's also my birthday.
But it's also
I don't want any interruptions.
No, this is the day after my birthday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So then
it's the day after my birthday.
Literally. So then I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, what if something were to happen to this girl and I saw it on the news? Like, how would I feel? Like, I had the power to have at least saved her. Or something.
Helped in some sort of way.
Right.
Like, no matter how small.
But then, I'm like, but I'm scared. So I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Sammy's also, she's like 12.
She's like 12, right?
So it's like, that would really
like,
scare her if something were to happen.
So then I'm over here like thinking about it, and I'm calling people. My mom's not picking up. My mom's fiance isn't picking up. My cousin is just telling me to just open the door and just go to her apartment and just ignore her.
It's just like, how the heck are you supposed to do that?
Exactly. The only thing is, I didn't hear her anymore, right?
Oh, right.
So I was like, okay, let me get the nerve to get my stuff ready and just go for it because she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So I basically go to the window in the living room, and I hunch down, and I try to peek through the windows, and I don't see her. But then I hear just a soft knock.
Oh no.
A soft freaking knock.
Soft
knock.
Oh my
And then I was like, what the heck do I do?
Right.
So then I'm literally just looking at the door, and I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And so like, cause like, in my head, I'm like, if that were like my daughter, if I were to have kids, or if that were my friend, it's like whoever's there, I would want them to like help them. But it's like, you don't like, I'm not from the city. I don't know how people are. So it's like,
I feel like we should also say here in small town Texas, nobody's knocking on the doors unless we know, like, 10 minutes ahead of time.
And it's, like,
so
everybody's in bed by, like, 9:30.
Yeah.
And, like, the cops are out already, and, like, if it's to the point where, like, if they've never seen your car here before, they'll, like, follow you to see where you're going.
Yeah, so...
I mean, like...
I don't blame you for having that reaction, because we never have anything like that happen.
So then I'm over here thinking, I'm like... My Christianity thought in my head was like... I was like, God dang, if this is a freaking test, I failed and I'm going to hell. Like, I'm like, this is it. Like, this is it. Like...
Yeah, it always results down to going to hell.
Yeah, it does. So then I hear the soft knock, and then I'm like, what do I do? So then I'm like, okay. So I put my ear next to the door.
Right.
And I hear her crying.
Oh, no.
I hear her freaking crying, bro. And so then I'm sitting there, and I'm just, like, staring at it, and Sadie's just... Sadie, who's 11, she's like, you can't open it. And I was like, gosh dang it, I freaking know. Like, I know. Dang, like, get off my back. So then I'm listening to her, and she's just crying, and she's just going back and forth, like, oh my gosh. And, like, she's like... I stopped, right? And so I got up and I went to the window in the room, and then I see the neighbor coming out, and I was like, okay, like, maybe the neighbor will talk to her.
Right.
So then this lady knew a little bit of Spanish. Oh, this lady was Caucasian, by the way.
Okay,
she was Caucasian, and my neighbor is Hispanic.
Yeah.
I don't know what part of Latin America she's from. She's Hispanic. So then she was talking to the Caucasian lady was talking to my neighbor, and was like, basically, like, she was like telling her, like, help me in Spanish. She was like ayúdame, like, you know. And the lady was like, huh? And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the girl was like whispering, she's like, I need your help, like, he's coming after me. And the lady was like, no te entiendo. And then I'm like, gosh dang, I'm like, oh flip. And like, I kid you not. So then the lady leaves. Okay, my neighbor leaves. And then she told my neighbor, before my neighbor left, she told my neighbor, she's like, I need to call policia, or whatever. And so my neighbor, I guess, gave her the phone, or she called the police. And so, freaking, in this thing that's happening, I literally stood in the apartment for an hour.
Yeah.
The plan was for us to leave before 2, and it was already, like, it was 12, so then it was, like, 1 o'clock, and I was like, I need to hurry up, because, like, I gotta leave. So then I texted my cousin, and it made me mad, because my cousin was like, just open the door and act like just don't say anything. Yeah. But in my head, I'm like, bro, but it's not even
she's
that.
Gonna do.
Exactly.
Like, if you were to walk by someone, you never know if she's gonna, like, tap you on the shoulder, try to go to Sarah.
Okay. So then I grabbed my stuff ready, and I looked at Sarah, and I was like, I was like, if anything happens, I was like, run. Run to, like, my aunt's apartment, okay? I was like, just run. And then she was like, she looked at me, and I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm like, just run. Like, I don't want you to stay behind. Like, just run as fast as you can. Like, don't look behind. Just go. Yeah. And she was like, okay. Which kind of hurt me, because I was like, I thought she was gonna be like, no, like,
I want to stay with you.
Yeah, but she was like, okay. I was thinking that, and I was like, oh, okay. You were
even worse.
All right.
But okay, so basically, if this actually were to happen, you would leave me. Is what you're saying.
That's what you're saying. So then I open the door. Okay, I open it, and she's literally right in front of the door, and she just has her feet like this, and she's like in Spanish, like my face was so in shock that she was actually there, because I thought she was gone. Because
like in front of their mom's apartment store, it's like a balcony in a way, so she's like
by the balcony, like So I was just like, I looked at her and I was like, because I was in shock, I was like, God dang it. And so I'm looking at her, she's like, shh. I was like, I was like, girl, what am I doing? I didn't say anything.
You're like, I could have walked right by you.
Literally, freaking just be quiet. So then she was like, the police is coming. The police is coming, but in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
She's like, the police is coming. I already called. The police is coming. The police is coming. And I was like, and I locked the door, and I got Sarai, and I like pushed her to go first, right? Like, not like to go first.
Yeah,
with the girl,
but like just told her to go on. Yeah.
And so she's like, he's coming. Like, the police is coming. Like, it's okay. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do this, but the police is coming.
Oh,
so now I'm leaving, and my little my neighbor's son comes out, and he was like, he doesn't really know English, and he was like, he's like, there's a lady right there, and I was like, yeah, go back inside. Yeah, and then he was like, why is she there? And I was like, this is happening in Spanish, and I was like,
is he like a younger guy?
He's literally younger than Manuel. Yeah.
Oh.
So he was just like,
and
he was
like
scared
5
too.
years old.
Yeah. He was like scared. And he was like, why is she there? Why is she there? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, but go inside. Like, go into your house.
Yeah.
And then this other little kid comes out. And I guess that was his friend. Yeah. And he was like, get. And I'm like, bro. I was like, go back inside. So I didn't leave until they went back inside.
Yeah.
So they went back inside, and I was like, okay. So then I left, and I turned to the side, and I just see her just like crying.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, gosh, dang it. So now I'm like, well, what do I say? Do I say anything? Because, like, I didn't. And that whole freaking day, like, up until, like, we got to the venue, I felt like crap. Because I'm like, what the flip? Like, I literally just left her, like, by herself.
But, I mean, also,
it's
what
like,
are you supposed to do
in
that
situation?
True.
But it's, like, I don't know, like, it just, like, dawns on me a lot.
Yeah.
So
like,
then...
with the... I mean, the way I'm hearing it is, like, she was kind of, like, in hysterics. So it's, like, even if you were to be like, hey, do you want me to stay with you? She probably would, like, no, police are coming.
Yeah.
Like, she would just kept repeating that. So it's like you could have ended up just like leaving anyway.
Yeah.
So
then I was walking and I couldn't find my sister. And then I realized she's literally like freaking like like far ahead, just standing there. And I'm like, Sarah, didn't I tell you to run? And she was like, yeah, when I was waiting for you. I was like, oh.
So she would wait for you.
Yeah, but that's not what you want kids to do in that situation.
But did it make you feel a little bit better?
A
your sister
bit.
loves you.
But it made me mad because she was just like, you were slow. I was like, like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So then I get to my cousin's house and I tell her about it, and she was like, yeah, we're kind of running late. And I'm like, are you just gonna ignore the fact of what just happened?
Like this lady could have could have been a guy coming after her. Nothing.
Freaking could have been the next freaking, what's that, Liam Nelson? It's like, Taken.
Yeah.
God, I hope not. Like, I hope that. It's like, I will find you and I will kill you. Yeah. But so then we get to the venue. Yeah, I'm dressed already. I'm like trying to freaking whatever.
Yeah. So
the artist, I didn't say, the artist that I'm going to see is none other than my freaking top 2 favorite K-pop groups, which is not BTS. It's Monsta X. Okay? So I was excited because I'm like, freaking Monsta X. I went and saw them like in 2019. Right. So seeing them again, it was like flip. Like now I'm like into the fandom. 2019, it was like my cousins had an extra ticket.
You were just getting introduced, didn't know a lot of the songs.
Exactly. So then...
Now you're like, I know every member.
Now I'm like a mon bebe. What did you say?
Mon baby.
I'm a mon baby.
I'm a mon baby.
Yeah. Get it right.
I think that would be a good name for like if you had like a fan base for like for being a fan. You know how like there are TikTok pages or like YouTube pages that have like a bunch of viewers for like making fan edits for the artist.
Yeah.
I think like say that if you were the type of person.
I make fan edits of the fans.
Yeah. No, the fan edits of like Monsta X, but then you get fans from making those fan edits. So then you can be like, oh, I love my mom babies. I'm a mom baby, but you guys are my mom babies.
It's like so hardcore plagiarism.
Not if you spell it different.
That is true.
Or baby mon.
Baby mon.
It's like
that sounds like a freaking
switch it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I went and saw them, right? And I went and saw them in Fort Worth, which is like 30 minutes or 40 minutes from Dallas.
Yeah.
So I went and saw them, and we're waiting for the venue and whatnot to open, and it's freaking hot. Like, it's hot. So the ticket that I got is not VIP. Wait, no, it's VIP. It's just not Ult VIP.
Yeah.
And the difference in between Ult VIP and VIP is VIP, you just get to say goodbye to them. Just basically in a send-off.
Yeah.
Ult VIP, you go and do like this like high touch.
Oh yeah.
So where it's like you basically just touch their hand.
Hi.
Yeah, literally. Hi.
Hi.
So then that, and then you get good seats, and then you also get to be part of the send-off. So I got the VIP and everything. So I was in line waiting for my ticket.
Sorry, can I just say, it just cracks me up that they have a send-off, because every time I think of send-offs, I think of like Friday
school?
Night Lights.
Bro, me too.
Football, send-off. Like,
that's
literally getting forced out of class at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just being like, we're gonna say bye to the football guys.
And you literally just stand there.
Yeah,
and
all the cheerleaders are just like, woo, and then I'm just sitting there
all the parents.
Yeah. It'd be like, their last game.
And it's just like, alright, we have 10 minutes of last period. We're like, gosh dang it!
And then
cut to so mad.
The guys, the people in the bus just being like, just not even giving a shit.
Literally, just like,
she'd be like,
okay, bro.
I'm just like, why are we even here?
Literally, I'm like, they're gonna lose the game.
It was weird, and I guess I feel like it was a little bit more like hyped in too. Well, fuck. Okay. Dang it. I have to bleep it out now. Man. Alright. Let's try that again. Okay. So I should also say, stop.
It's the fact that you had the audacity to fix your glasses but not fix your mistake.
You gotta fix one or the other, bro. Okay, let's say this kid. So, we live in small town Texas, right? About 15 minutes away is a town called Even Smaller Town, Texas. So,
small town Texas.
Even smaller small town Texas. That's where I went to school. Okay? Has 600 people in it. In the whole school from the time you're 4 years old to the time you're 18 years old.
It only has,
is in one building. There's 300 students in all. It's not a big school at all. But I was gonna say, it was weird. It was, I feel like it was even more hyped in my town, or in the town that I went to school in, because all of the little kids were there too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they would get to be out there and then scream and everything, but all the high school kids are just not even caring.
With us, it's they would sometimes get on to us. They're like, your peers are going to regionals.
And I don't care about my peers.
My peers literally bullied a kid last week. So flip am I gonna choose?
I literally saw the quarterback freaking drooling in the bathroom. You really think I care? You think he's going to regionals?
They're like, if you guys cheer loud enough, that's the thing they would tell us. If you cheer loud enough and long enough, we won't be in 8th period. So we imagine that, just high schoolers just screaming because they're like, flip, I don't want to go back to class.
Oh,
and then we're screaming there, and they're like, all right, go back to 8th period. You have 20 minutes left. And we would get in the class. Exactly, and they're like, and the teachers had the audacity to be like, you guys weren't screaming loud enough. They saw that you guys wanted to go back to school. I was like, just stop.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would hate that. I would literally just be like, I'm physically not doing anything this period then, if you're gonna freaking say that.
I'm just gonna say her. No, I literally just stood there and was like, that's the thing, I was very supportive for no freaking reason. These people didn't even know my name.
I'm like, but you also love Friday Night Lights though.
I did. But I did. The only thing is I hated is they'd be like, oh, we're gonna lose. I'm like, not with that attitude.
Not with that.
But then, I mean, they
I'm
did
I want you to keep that mindset from when you did cross country. You can't lose in cross country, can you?
Yeah.
Not in a way.
Well, you can't lose, but it's embarrassing to be the last person.
Or so it's more of a mental thing.
It's more of a mental and who's there first.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So in a way you can, but in a way
top
you
20 is oh my gosh, best, because you have to think about it. Each race has about 400 or 100 kids running.
Yeah.
So if you were in top 20, it's dang.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, but so back to it. So I'm sitting there, and her cousin also went to my cousin's cousin also went to the concert, and she said, "Will you wait in line for me so I can wait for my ticket?" And she had purchased a ticket from someone else. And when you purchase VIP tickets, the purchaser has to be there with you with their ID.
Right.
So she was waiting on this girl, and this girl was in traffic. So I was literally out in the sun dying.
Oh my
and I was just
gosh.
waiting there with her because I'm like, I don't want to leave her. Here's the thing. With me, if you tell me hey, will you wait with me? In my head, I don't know why I think this, but in my head I'm like, oh my gosh. They like my comfort.
Yeah.
They like me being there with them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
They're comfortable with me.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I'm standing there, and I'm like, wait, her and I don't even talk that much. So now I'm like, gosh dang. So she's like talking to me, and I'm like, freaking, I'm trying to keep with the conversation going. And so then we're just waiting there. We finally get the tickets, and we go into venue. Concert, amazing. Freaking amazing. The problem was, I wasn't sitting next to my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
We all had seats, and they were, like, we all had seats, obviously, but they were very scattered.
Yeah.
So she was sitting on one side of the venue, and I was sitting across from her from the venue. One of my cousins was on the floor. Her other cousin was, like, a row away from her.
Right.
Like, other people we met there were, like, it was just, like, scattered.
Yeah.
So my cousin was like, are you going to be okay with that? And I was like, yeah, I think so. I freaking forgot that I have social anxiety. So I'm literally just, like, freaking just standing. I was literally sitting like this.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody was just, like, so, like, laid back and everything. And I was just like, don't freaking move. Don't breathe so hard. Like, don't even look to your left. Don't look to your right. Just look straight ahead. And I turned my head, and this girl was, like, looking my direction. And I was like, gosh dang it. Now she thinks you're staring at her. So I'm freaking out, right? Keep in mind, I also made a poster.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not hold that poster throughout the whole concert.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's also kind of, like, obnoxious and for sides up.
Exactly.
Because, like, you're holding it up like this so they can see it.
No.
And then everybody's behind you.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I looked back, and the two rows behind me, literally where I was sitting, like, it was literally in a square, whatever. There's no one there. So I could have held it.
Oh.
Yeah. But I didn't.
But, I mean,
because it's like, I was outside, and it was, like, sweaty, and I'm like, I'm not about to lift up my armpits. Like, I don't know if they stink or not. I mean, I did wear deodorant, but you never know.
Yeah, gotta sweat it off. You never know.
Exactly. So then, concert was freaking amazing. I saw my favorite. Like, I saw them, and I wanted to cry. Like, I was like, flip, like, what the heck?
They were good seats, too.
Oh, freaking amazing seats. Yeah. Like, I could see the stage, like, very well. There's no nosebleed. Yeah. It was a good price for them.
And this is, like, a K-pop concert, too.
Right.
So they're going, like,
exactly
hard. Like, they're non-stop dancing, their vocals.
And so everything's live in a way.
Yeah.
So then they're dancing, they're everything. I see my favorite. I'm over there screaming my freaking lungs out. So then the concert ends, right? The thing I hate about concerts is when the performer waves in your, like, at, like, your towards your direction. Area. Yeah. It's like, you think they're waving at you, but they're
waving
not.
At someone. Totally
or just waving.
Yeah.
So then I'm over here, he's, like, this one member was waving.
Which one was it?
But I think it was, Kian
or
Hyungwon.
Okay.
It's either one of them. But they were waving, and I don't know why, I was like, I was waving too. And then all of a sudden, I see freaking, like, 100 hands waving back, and I was like, oh.
You're like, oh, he wasn't waving.
So it's all of us. It's all of us. It's all of us. It's all of us.
He's not signaling one person.
That's the thing I hate. It's like, I've literally said this. I don't really want to meet anyone famous particularly because my face. And I get overly happy that I cheese so hard. It's not even like that I'm talking, it's just me cheesing very hard. Right. Because I'm like, I'm nervous and I'm like, holy freaking gosh.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, literally. It's just me like.
You've said that before, and I just don't, like, see how that could be a bad thing. I think it's adorable.
That, or I'm like freaking shaking like a chihuahua.
Okay, that one's a little weird.
It is, but I'm not like freaking like. I'm just like
shaking. You're just like shaky.
Yeah.
But for, like, the smiling thing, I'm like, if someone's gonna freaking judge that, I'm like, you're really judging someone else's happiness. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Freaking, I'm just like, they're like. So then, so that happened. Amazing
like, okay,
concert.
one more thing with that.
What?
Like, if someone were to come up to me and, like, just, like, meeting me and was, like, overly happy, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh. Like, it's, like, contagious. So I'm gonna sit there and be like, this person's happy to meet me, I'm gonna be happy to meet them.
Yeah.
I mean, some celebrities might not have that mindset. But I will. Right. If you ever come up to me and meet me, I'll have that mindset.
Yeah. I think with me, I'm very much like, people are like smiling. I'm like, why is she smiling so hard? It's just me.
Be like, what do I look like?
Yeah.
Like, why are they laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So, just know that if you ever were to meet her in public or anywhere, she's not laughing at you. She's just a cheeser.
I'm just cheesing really hard.
She's a cheeser.
Yeah,
so.
I'm a cheeser. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I'm afraid my face is too judgmental.
What do you mean? When you meet someone?
Yeah. Like I'm afraid, like, I'm
happy or like...
I'm afraid
like,
that,
let's say if you were to meet Harry Styles.
Oh, God.
Mr. Styles.
I don't know. Because he intimidates me to the point where I feel like I wouldn't even go up to him. But, like, if he were to come up to me, I would be like, I feel like I would try and act natural, but it wouldn't look natural at all. It would look like I was, like, judging him. Yeah.
Well, he needs that.
He
does.
needs
humbleness.
He really does.
He's not cocky.
But he's getting there.
He's getting there.
I mean, from what we can see. As an
Not all
outsider's
the way.
perspective.
Allegedly. Allegedly getting cocky.
Yeah.
Just allegedly.
Like, we did see a video of him, you know...
Okay. Yeah, speaking of that one video, there's a video that came out where this fan, I don't know where he was at, but he was walking across and it looked like a park. People were outside, sitting down, chillaxing, maxing all cool, you know.
Shooting some people outside of the school.
Anyways, there's like a couple of guys
that were up to no good.
Yeah, and then started.
Okay, yeah. So,
anyways, so he's walking across and these fans obviously spot him, so they're recording him. And this fan gets the gut to go and ask him for a picture, and he says no. He did it very politely. Very politely, which we love.
Still.
But it's one of those things that's like, dang, that fan.
It's just like, I hate rejection so much to the point where if I want to go to this place with someone and I feel like they're going to say no, I won't even bother asking them because I'm afraid so badly of the word no. Yeah. Like, or even if it's politely, even if they're just like, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm like, no, it's okay. I shouldn't have asked.
You're not my favorite. It was always Liam.
No, it's just like...
Oh, wait, no. I can't say that right now. I can't say that right now. What?
Louis.
I know. I don't know why I said that.
You thought of the first person.
I did.
He's in the news a lot right now.
I literally did that. No, but I was thinking of Louis and I said Liam. I don't freaking know why.
Listen, it's
Niall. It's Niall.
Names.
Niall, who's I'm talking about. Niall.
I'm kind of getting into Zayn.
Oh my gosh. Bro, you're just getting into Zayn?
But, okay, it's because... Okay, she's been in the One Direction from, like... True. Mm-hmm. She's been in One Direction since, like, the beginning of them. I got into them when I started getting into Harry Styles. So, which was, like, after... like, years after their, like, hiatus and everything. So, I'm just not getting into Zayn because I was only seeing, like, the end of One Direction.
That one video where I don't know if you recently posted the one that's going all over TikTok where it says like, "Cause you went."
Yeah,
I was like, ooh.
Everybody was just like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're singing it."
I know. I was literally shaking.
Me too.
I was like, oh.
But I think I don't know. It was before that video came out and everything, but I just like kind of started to be like, okay, I can see why people like Zayn, and now to the point where like, okay, I can see why people like Zayn.
Yeah. No, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's so like, I felt bad for the fans.
He's not my favorite at all.
I know.
You can't see
the thing, it's like the fans, I felt bad for her.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also like a fan's perspective. Like, if that were to ever happen to us, like, how would we feel? Mm-hmm. Like, we would feel very embarrassed.
Yeah.
And like we said, we like the way, like, he did it politely, which I'm very, like, I would feel better if they did it politely, but I would still feel so embarrassed after that and be like, oh my god.
Especially since it was on video.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
Right. And then I did read a comment that said that, like, he already did take a bunch of, like, pictures and everything within that time frame, and that's just when the camera, like, the person started recording. And that he could have been in a hurry, which I'm like, yes, but I'm just like, ooh, I would, like, it just still hurts in a way. What were we talking about before?
Oh, the Monster X concert. So then, so it's over, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm enjoying my time, and then I'm like, first of all, when I was seeing them perform, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so weird. They're, like, beautifully handsome. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it doesn't get better than this. Mm-hmm. And I was right. Because
it never gets better.
It never gets. It just ends there. So then they say their goodbyes on the stage and whatnot. Right. So now the concert's over. Uh-huh. So they have old VIP waiting behind and VIP. Uh-huh. My cousin told me, stay where you're at your section, because we're going to come over there and then they're going to make the announcement of where we need to go. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. So there's two girls that sat next to me. Mm-hmm. Also, the two girls that were sitting next to me, freaking amazing, beautiful, nice girls. Yeah. Like, amazing. Like, I was standing there, and I had a poster, and it said something along the lines with, like, my birthday involved.
Right.
And the girl next to me was like, oh my gosh, that's a cute poster, like, is it your birthday? And I was like, my birthday was yesterday, but it's kind of like a present to me in a way.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, that's so cool. Who's your favorite? And I told her my favorite was Minyak. Like, he's my bias. Like, I just love him.
Uh-huh.
She was like, oh, that's good. So then I'm just sitting there, like, excited. And she turns around, and she has this, like, bracelet. One thing about K-pop concerts that, like, people don't realize, there's a lot of freebies, and people do sell some stuff. But it's, like, these fans, like,
they mainly do it.
They make so many crafts that it's so cute. And so she had a bracelet that said Minyak, and it had 2 whales, because he loves whales. Aww. And she looks at me, she's like, here you go, happy birthday. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. Aww. And I was like, so happy.
She's like, alright, that'd be $10.
For real. I'd cry. And I'd be like, take it back.
You're like, I didn't bring $10 with me.
I didn't. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, me and my sister made them last night, and then, like, it's your birthday, happy birthday. I was like, thank you. So then I had that, and then in my hand I had a picture. It was like a picket in a way, and it had Minyak's face. I got that from a girl in line. So my cousin's cousin was waiting for the girl, right? The one she bought the ticket from, to go there.
Right.
That girl had asked me before the concert who my favorite was, and I said Minyak. And this thing was in her bag. It's like, there's a picket. But the side that I was looking at in her bag was in Korean. And she's like, look. And I was like, I'm going to act like I know what it says. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so cute. It's so cute. So cute. And she pulls it out, and it was me. And I was like, oh my god, so cute. Like, I was so happy. And she's like, you can have it. And I was like, so I had freebies there, right?
Right.
So, anyways, like, now fast forward, the concert's over, and the 2 girls that were sitting next to me, they're gone. And I was like, they had the same thing I did. They had the same VIP as I did. Where the flip are they? Yeah. So then I was like, no, I can't let my social anxiety get to me. I gotta see these boys. Like, I gotta get in line so I can see them. So then, I'm like, I'm moving. Yeah. I'm moving. So I leave my area, and I see this one guy, and I overhear this girl telling this one guy that works there, where do the people with VIP need to go for send-off? And he was like, in section 125 or whatever. I was in section 106. Yeah. So I had to walk across the venue to go over there. So I was like, boom, boom, boom,
basically,
boom, boom, boom. I was chugging it. I was actually like speed walking it.
Yeah.
So then
I was going your cross country stuff and
I was warming up for it. Anyways, so then I get there, and then I'm like, there's no one here. Freaking psych. As soon as I turned the corner, everybody's just there huddled up, and I was like, gosh dang it. There's like 200 of us that had send off.
Oh my god.
The people that had VIP, old VIP, were 500. So that's 700 people together, right? Yeah. So then they're like, okay, like they moved us out to the hallway, and they're like, put up your pink wristbands. If you do not have a pink wristband, you need to get out. So we're over there holding our hands, and like they're getting everybody out that doesn't have a wristband. So then we're just standing there. So as we're just standing there, I'm like, what the flip? Like, where are we gonna do? Like, are we like? I'm not gonna be in the back because I'm already short as it is. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So then my cousins, I remember they told me, they're like, when you get there, you need to shove people and get your place. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I can do that. So then I got caught in the middle, and that's all I'm hearing in my head. And I did the complete opposite. I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
Can I get through here?
You literally. Yeah. And then I was like, flip, they can't hear me. I was like, excuse me, sorry. My bad. So I'm going through there, and all of a sudden I make it to the, what?
No, it was Holly's iPad.
Oh, you scared me.
No, it was because I was like,
bro. I was like, gosh dang it, who got married?
No. I'm not even on my phone.
I know, but it's
I feel it.
Anyways, so I finally, my goal was to get on this side, because I'm like, they're not going to go on this side. Yeah. So out of nowhere, I end up on the side, and I was like, yes. So then I'm like, I'm gonna stand right here. So I stood there, and they bring the barricades out, and I was like, let's get it! Oh, so I'm standing there, and I'm like, I'm panting because I'm like, I'm gonna see them, I'm gonna see them pass close by, And so I stood there with my poster, and then I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, the lady who's running, like, helping run the event was like, okay, you guys need to move down. You guys need to scoot down. You guys need to, the people from your area, my area, had to go behind the other people. And I was like, the people were like, no, why? And they're like, because Ult VIP is coming and they need to go here. And they're like, no, they already got high touch. They got to see them. Like, this is all we get.
Yeah.
Like, no, they can fill in behind us. And they're like, no, you guys have to scoot. So I held my ground. And I was like,
no.
So then a lady who was doing the VIP Nation, like the tickets, she was like, we're gonna need you guys to move. And I was like, is there any way you guys could just put another barricade on that side and just have them walk in the middle so it can be VIP and Ult VIP? She's like, we don't have enough barricades. That's the thing.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I'm not moving.
Yeah.
So I made friends with
sucks for you.
Yeah. So I made 2 friends when I was standing there, and I was just waiting. I was like, girls, I better freaking hold on.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And I was like, okay. So we're just standing there, and they're filling in, like, the people behind us, because they could fit.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just keep in mind, that's 700 fans right then. So they're moving in behind us and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, we hear screams, and I was like, what is going on? And I was like, Flip, I had my poster, I had the picket, and I had my phone like this.
Yeah.
And I was sweating.
Yeah.
And I told the girl next to me, I was like, if you record, let me know, because, like, I want to know if you get any of me in it.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, for sure. Thank God she did, because my angle was bad. But we see them pass by. It was freaking Kian, Hyungwon first, and I was like, gosh, dang it.
Beautiful.
Then my goal was to basically get Minhyuk to read my poster, because my poster was basically something to Minhyuk in a way.
Yeah.
And so...
You want to say what it said?
No. No.
Okay.
It's nothing bad, but it's just nothing about it and the face he made. I'm like, he didn't make the face. I know he didn't, but okay, he didn't make a bad face. You're right.
And I don't even think you read it.
So then, it was Hyungwon. It was Ki and Hyungwon, and then it was I Am and Minhyuk. Okay. I Am is fine. Like, he is a
he wore like a cutoff, like the sleeves cut off.
And it's just like, it was amazing. Like a French freaking kiss. A chef's kiss, I mean. French kiss.
I mean,
I could if I wanted to. So then they pass by, and I'm holding the sign. And in the moment, I didn't even pay attention to them. This is what I hate about myself. Minhyuk passed by, and I thought he didn't acknowledge me. And I was like, Minhyuk! And then I was like, when I said that, I was like, what the fuck did I just do?
I just say that out
scared
loud.
him. Like, I just scared him. Like, it was like, it literally, you know when John Krasinski, that guy, how he talked about meeting the president?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Where I was like, like, I was freaking out. And then I was like, okay. And he just looked. Minhyuk just looked.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. He didn't acknowledge me. And then, freaking, the man himself, Juhan, is last.
He's so cute.
And
It's funny. Can I just say it's funny how, like, she's the one who introduced, like, me and our other friend to Monsta X, and we're not as big a fan as she is, but, like, we at least know, like, their names to the point, like, we have a bias.
Yeah.
So mine's I Am, hers is Minhyuk, and then our friend Kirsten's is Juhan. Kind of. I was gonna say,
she forgets all the time.
Yeah, she kind of forgets, but all 3 of us collectively, our bias is Juhan.
Yeah.
Like, Juhan
because
is
it's just like, he's so amazing, and I feel like
He's
every
so
little bit would say that.
Also,
Shonu. Shonu is...
Oh god, but he just wasn't there.
I know, because he's enlisted in the military right now.
Yeah.
So then, Juhan goes by, and he's
Wearing
looking at fans, a cowboy hat, and he's looking at fans, he's waving, and then he goes to my section where I'm at, and he stops, and he reads what it says, and he was like,
acknowledged it.
And he pointed at it, and I was like, this is where I hate myself. This is where I'm like, this is why I can't meet people, because I can't freaking hear, and like, okay. I thought he said happy birthday. Which, now now looking at it, I think he said, "Oh."
Yeah, I think he was just
"Oh,
like
that's
acknowledging
cool."
it. I feel like he said it.
And I
as
said, "Thank you." Yeah.
See,
That's the
like,
thing.
it
No,
makes-
let's not even talk about it. Let's just move on
let
from
me just
it.
say,
Let's just move
let,
on.
let me just say, it makes sense because you, like, in that moment, you thought he said happy birthday.
Yeah.
But it's just funny.
Because he's
Because
just...
it was like, he pointed at you when you were like, thank you. You're like, thank you for acknowledging me. Which, but then you think about it in the video.
Oh gosh, it's so embarrassing.
In the video, you can't really...
Sorry, go on.
In the video, he immediately, like, looks away. So I don't even think he saw you say thank you.
Right. So then...
Anyway.
So I was like, oh my gosh, what a great night to end it.
Right.
But yeah, that was my experience at the concert. It was fun. It was nice. I had a huge headache afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's all
because
the
like
adrenaline.
the sun. Like there's
yeah.
another thing. It's like when I'm out in the sun a lot, my head does hurt like very bad. But no, it was an amazing concert, and I embarrassed myself. And now, thinking about it, I don't know what I would do if I ever went to the Jesse McCartney show.
Oh my gosh. Luckily, isn't it like tonight?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so sad.
No, it's not tonight. Is it tonight?
It was 15.
Dang, I did have off.
I didn't.
Wow. Wow.
Well, you probably could have gotten off, but to be fair though, we were looking at VIP and it was like $200.
Which was great though.
It was a really good deal, but it's like, can we do it?
Yeah, we couldn't.
$200 to us is like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So like.
So I mean, but that was my experience at the Mons. It wasn't hectic, but it's just like
it was like moment after moment
that I was just like, what the heck? Now that I'm thinking about it, I told my cousin, I was like, I'm pretty sure he thought I was a little girl because I was wearing a pink dress with my Air Force Ones and a bandana.
But that's the style.
It is,
like,
but I also have
I
a
swear I've seen that
face.
same outfit on Pinterest last week.
That is true. But I was just like,
but it looked good though.
Yeah. Oh, and then I am noticed me.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I forgot about that. Yeah, he
like
did.
Straight up like
looked at you and was like,
yeah.
He like did a puppy face.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Honestly, that would be my reaction if Harry saw me. I would literally he would walk by and be like, Harry, and be like, thank you.
I'm telling you, I don't like meeting new people because I do the stupidest things ever. Like.
But I was even saying to the count, like, you're in this like place with what, like 700 of you guys.
Yeah.
Right? So you said something like 700 in the same place. Like, everybody's screaming around you. They're probably not even like listening to like any one person.
That is true.
So.
Yeah. But it's still like
that's
I lived
just
it. So
right. So it's like that's how you remember it and everything.
No, but it was great. Literally, I could not stop cheesing the day after. It was great, and bro, if I could meet them, I would like
immediately.
I would immediately.
Yeah.
Not Minyak.
Minyak. He seems sassy. It kind of scares me.
Yeah. But I mean, it's fine. I'll put up with it.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But
I remember we went to Conan Gray back in March, and we got up to the barricade and everything, but to like the left, very 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 left of the stage, to the point where like not even like so like this like the stage. I don't know. How do I explain it?
Okay, so basically the way it was set up was that it was all general admission, right? So first come, first serve, that's what it is. So it's basically, we weren't going to go for like the right, like the middle where the stage is, like right in the center of the stage. So it's basically, let's say you have a rectangle, right? And the rectangle's a stage. He was directly in the middle of it performing, and we were on the side behind the speaker.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
It wasn't even like we were to the left of like right on the left of the stage to where you can see him right in the middle. It was like
we were literally behind the speaker.
Yeah, like it was bad. But anyway, we went, and I remember at the end of that, we literally like he started like waving and saying bye to everybody, and I like waved, and like it looked like he legit kind of like looked at me weird, and I was like, it's whatever, like that's fine. And we probably need to speed it up. My camera's not fine.
Okay, so basically, like our Conan experience was something else.
Yeah.
Like getting there, we thought we were there like early, which we were kind of early. Now that I think about it, we were
pretty early.
We got in the line pretty good.
Yeah.
And we had to get there early because it was during our admission.
Yeah.
So basically, we had like Conan Gray is an artist that we say that we're gonna continue to like follow him and like tour and whatnot. I mean, we only go to one stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went and saw him, and it was just hectic.
Yeah.
One, because I had started.
Yeah, I forgot
literally
about that.
as soon as he started his like his freaking session or whatever.
She didn't tell us about this until we got back to her mom's apartment after, and we were like,
we
were in pain.
I was definitely in pain.
Yeah.
And it was like it was hot because it was just that we had our mask on, and it was just so hot, and I was like, gosh dang, I was wearing tight pants.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I literally would turn to them like, I think I just started, and you're like, what? And I'm like, I think he's about to come out. And then you're like, okay.
But it was also like we said, like she said it before, we were right by the speaker.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to talk to each other, we had to scream.
And it was so bad. I just want to say this, like the 2 concerts that we've been to of Conan Gray, someone has passed out.
Yeah, during the
insane.
same song.
The same freaking song.
The first time we went, it's the song "The Story" by Conan Gray, and it's a soft, like it's a sad kind of like sad song, and it's very like acoustic. It's acoustic. It's really pretty. The first time he performed, or the first time I went to his concert, the song wasn't even released, so it was a brand new freaking song. And towards the end of it, all we hear is like gasps and everybody be like, "Oh my gosh, get out of the way, get out of the way!" And basically, I was standing right beside her, and she grabs me to the side, and we like had to move over. So, and I was like I was basically like the barricade, one of the barricades to this girl getting out.
Someone also threw up in our area.
Yes. Okay, that was the second one.
They didn't want to clean it up, but they wanted to come back in and like get closer.
I know.
I was like
so mad.
What the heck? But that happened, and
the other Conan concert we went to back in March, same song, The Story, someone passed out and everything. And
it was freaking cold, and we were not dressed appropriately for it. You were having an allergic reaction.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah. You had an allergic reaction to a cat?
We were staying at one of our old friend's house, or like her sister's house, and they had a cat, and I'm allergic, very, very allergic to cats. And I was having an allergic reaction the entire way. I was literally, if any of you have taken allergy medicine before, it literally makes you tired, like exhausted. So I was like, ugh, I was out of it. But the second one was better, didn't have any allergic reactions to that. But someone still did pass out and throw up.
I think it was hectic, but I mean that's part of like good memories.
Yeah, that's part of
like concerts. You never know how it's gonna go.
I kind of hope it's especially okay. My camera died.
Every concert that we've been to together, which would basically just be Conan's concert, like I mean I feel like every concert is amazing. One, because of the performance, but it's also the mistakes you get along the way, like to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like.
They wouldn't be as memorable without them. So.
I feel like it's like I think that's the fun in like concerts is like when you and your friends are getting ready or making mistakes on the way, and then you forget about those mistakes because you're like, I'm finally here. Like I get to see this artist.
That, and it's like, who would, if someone were to ask you like, oh, how was your concert? Why would you just want to be like, oh yeah, it was good, it was fun. Like, you would at least tell a story on the way there.
Literally,
like, it's more fun.
Just, I guess, I mean, if anybody else goes to concerts, I guess just be aware of your surroundings. Freaking.
We definitely, like, I feel like we both, like, love going to concerts. Concerts are so expensive nowadays.
They are.
And it's just so hard to tell when people are going on tour, like, when they're going on tour and everything. And, we really want to go to more, but it's just, like...
The timing,
yeah.
Being short-staffed.
Yeah, working at the same place as well.
Literally. Be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you look out for each other. Because, I mean, I think that's the best feeling is when you're at a concert and someone's, like, polite to you or, like, nice to you. And you're, like...
It's always, like, the good feeling. Like,
you always find a buddy.
Yeah. So, we talked about doing this segment at the end of every podcast of a recommendation.
Oh, flip, bro! I don't have a song, but I can find one.
Look for one.
I can find one.
Their favorite one right now. Okay, anyway, we don't have a name for this. This is the only segment that we do not make a name for. But we will someday. It's to be determined. So, basically, we're both going to recommend something. She's going to recommend a song or an artist, an album, anything. Because she is more into the music, than I am.
Don't hype it up, because one of the songs sucks. They're like...
It's your own opinion, that's the thing, though.
That's true.
And then I am going to do a book. Maybe something that she's into at the moment, a book that I'm reading at the moment. Okay, so that's basically how we plan to end further podcasts.
Are you going to say your book? Because I still can't find a song.
Okay, I guess I will. So I feel awkward talking about it. I'm reading a book called Long Way Down by KB Ritchie or something like that. It's part of a series. It's part of the Addicted series. If you're really big on book talk, you'll probably have heard of the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. And I'm on the second to last book of the series, and I freaking love it. If you want to read it, it's definitely like a romance type. There's a bunch of trigger warnings. If you do want to read it, you probably want to look it up. But if that doesn't bother you, you'll definitely like reading it. I love it. I always love it. It feels like you're watching like a reality TV show or just a movie, a TV show, any of it. It feels real. Like every now and then I forget some of the characters aren't actual people. But yeah.
I found a song.
Alright, your turn.
I mean, I already showed you the song, but I can't freaking find a song.
Oh,
but I picked the song.
Okay.
So the song I recommend is called Slow Song.
Okay.
I think it's by The Knox featuring Dragonette, and I like it. It's a very I'm pretty sure the genre is like retro pop.
Right.
Pop. Is that how you say it? Yeah. But I mean, I like it because it's so like vibey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You? Anything else?
I think that's all.
That's it. But we don't know when we're gonna upload. I think we're gonna see how this one goes and how long it takes us to edit it.
Right.
But we do plan on uploading like every now and then, like
pretty regularly.
Yeah, that's what.
Once we get the hang of everything.
So yeah, I mean, if you like it, you should share it. I don't know. Get your buddies on it. Just bear with us. I know I said that with the YouTube videos, but literally bear with us.
Bear with us with this one. We definitely had a lot more fun doing this than we usually do, like other YouTube videos. This, unfortunately, is the only platform you can find this on.
Oh, at least
right
this is
now.
the only podcast. I was like, dang, bro, really?
Already?
I'm like, you didn't tell me that.
No. Maybe one day we'll get it on Spotify or Apple Music, all of those other places.
That depends on how people like it.
And how we do after
How
this.
we do, and if we do upload.
Yeah. So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you soon.
Follow us. Okay, yeah, see you soon. I don't know why I said follow us. No, I don't know. They always just say that stuff. That's every podcast. They're like, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We don't have a Twitter together.
No.
We don't have an Instagram.
The only thing we have together is YouTube.
Yeah. So, alright.
Yeah.
I mean, have fun. Take care.
Mm-hmm. Take care of yourselves.
And God bless.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe in God.
Oh, yeah.
If not, then bless.
Have a great day.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I forgot to stop the audio
Oh my gosh,
recording.
should I go in? Stop
Oh my
it.
god.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
why did you
trying.
not stop
There we
it?
go.